This is the Infinite Receiving Podcast, helping conscious leaders like you tap into a wealth of abundance across all areas of your life and business. My name is Susie Ashworth. I am a single mom of 3 and author of the Sunday Times best-selling book, Infinite Receiving. Crack the code to conscious wealth creation and finally manifest your dream life. On this show, I'll be sharing with you how you can upgrade your identity and your reality to create the life that you have been dreaming of. Because you are ready to be an infinite receiver. Hello, you gorgeous human being. It is Susie Ashworth here, and you are listening to the Infinite Receiving Podcast. And I have got a quick and dirty one for you today. I am recording this after a really exquisite weekend. It was the first weekend in perhaps 4 weeks where I have had no children and I have not been working. And I really, really needed it. It was funny. I got to about 7 o'clock on Friday night and I was speaking to a potential dreamboat client for the high ticket offer incubator. I suddenly thought to myself, you're tired. You need to unplug. And I deleted Instagram and I deleted Facebook. And I just thought to myself, you talk about embodiment all of the time. And one of the things that you are selling with this offer is more time freedom. And if you feel that you need to be messaging people all night on a Friday night, that is not embodiment of the message queen. So I took the apps off and I think I popped back on Saturday to do a post that I was inspired to write. And then I took them off again. And it was absolutely exquisite. And what I noticed in the removal of these apps is that there was naturally even more silence. So I wasn't consuming the normal amount of drivel because we'd lost the doom scroll. But what I also gravitated towards was no audio. You know, I wasn't listening to podcasts. I wasn't listening to Audible. I did listen to a couple of trainings on the gene keys, which were super interesting and activating, but there was a lot of silence. Wow. It's really interesting how overstimulated we are and how unaware. It's always like grabbing the next thing. More information, consumption. And when we do that, what we are inadvertently doing is squeezing out the space for magic. We are squeezing out the space for inspiration. And it is where inspiration lives that we are able to find innovation in how we think, what it is that we do, even how we feel. All of that comes through inspiration, and it's way easier to feel inspired. Like often I talk about inspiration and going to places, finding other people, and that's great. But there's also a hella lot of inspiration in the quiet that you are capable of generating. It comes from the inside, but you're not giving yourself the time and space to feel that and honor that. And I think that what is magic about that is when you do, you see your confidence increase because you're like, oh, I want to say it like this, or I've never thought about it like that before, or, oh, wow, something that I have been contemplating for days, weeks, months, maybe even years. It's just dropping in differently, like it's hitting differently. And so this episode is deliberately short because the invitation is for you to really enjoy a little bit more silence this week, a little bit more silence today. Where can you reduce consumption and be in communion with yourself? As I say this, I'm just thinking about the Saturday where I laid on my kids' trampoline in the garden, and I had the warm sun beating down on my face, and it felt so good to just be starfished on that trampoline, listening to the quiet, nothing but bird song. That's soothing for the nervous system. It's space creating, and therefore it's the optimum space for cultivating magic. So that is what I want to leave you with today. If this has felt at all activating, helpful, useful, I would deeply appreciate you sharing this with at least one person that you know would benefit. I also love hearing your feedback, so please do not hesitate to tag me on Instagram, Susie_Ashworth, and I look forward to being in your earbuds next time. And in the meantime, please remember that faith plus action equals miracles. Thank you for listening to Infinite Receiving with me, Susie Ashworth. I'd love to share with you my Infinite Receiving activation audio. Go to susieashworth.com/activate infinite receiving.